All right, we are recording, guys. Welcome to the reignition of the team the Union Fit Team Leadership Calls. We are back on track for the fall of 2017, and we're going to keep going all the way through until next summer. We, as usual, on the summer times, kind of have a bi-weekly or sometimes a once-a-month call because we have so many people traveling and stuff. But we are kicking things off with a blast today. For those of you who are used to seeing Lindsay, your host, and I'm not Lindsay as it says on the screen, but I am logged in as her tonight. Lindsay has an emergency. She's actually on her way to the hospital. So if I could ask everybody to please say a little prayer for her. She's got a very high fever and is not feeling very well. So I told Lindsay I would jump in and run with this. And we also have Jericho, who won't be on, but we have awesome Joel Freeman with us tonight. You know, and he's
with me, guys. Sorry, that's all you get.
And he's gonna be with us tonight for the next 30 to 40 minutes. And guys, the purpose of the call tonight, obviously, there's a little program coming out here very shortly, which I know a lot of you guys have already, including myself. I've done it earlier today through the Beachbody On Demand. We have a huge new program coming out here in the next coming days, 2 weeks, and it's already been released to some degree on Beachbody On Demand for all of us to sample and get out there. And for those like myself and Lindsay, your leader, and some of you on here who are going to be with me in California in a couple weeks at our leadership conference, we're going to get some more into that. So Joel Freeman is with us tonight from Core de Force. And Joel, I would just love to hear more about Core de Force and what we are to expect here as this program comes out, and anything you want to talk to us about in regards to that.
Hey, I'm here for you guys. So it's one, I am open. I'm an open book about Core de Force. I can pretty much tell you everything but price, I think, is what we've been told at this point.
Yeah.
That's about it. But aside from that, you guys got to see a sneak peek on Monday. Hopefully everyone was able to do that. Yes? No? Nod your heads? That's what I love about video chats. I can see if everybody nods their heads. That's cool. If you weren't, hey, look, we feel bad for you, so you're going to get to do it again on Monday the 24th is the next sneak peek. And you are going to get to do the same thing that you did, MMA speed. And this time, this is the exact reason we're going to do the same one, is because we want to see and for you to feel how much more you can get out of one of these workouts after you finally learn the moves and the combinations. Albeit 2 workouts within 3 weeks of each other isn't the best way of doing it, but you'll get at least an idea. In terms of Core de Force itself, the program itself, you've seen the workout, you've seen one workout, you've seen the sizzle, you've heard a few things here and there about it. But in terms of, okay, what is the program? What is it really? What is it about? All right, one-liner, top sheet. Core de Force is a MMA inspired, MMA styled, full-on total body transformation workout. Now, I say total body transformation because that is different from a weight loss program. Core de Force is not a weight loss program. We did not design this program to simply say, hey, you're going to lose weight. We designed this program to say, yeah, you'll lose a couple pounds, but you are going to transform your body completely in so many different facets. Your core is going to be stronger. You're going to be stronger. You're going to have more confidence. I mean, everything about yourself is going to change with this program, and that's the way we designed this. It sounds – someone's screen sharing. Cool. George, you better be careful, buddy, on what you're sharing on your screen. You never know, man. Might want to stop screen sharing, just saying. Maybe.
I'm trying to figure out how to keep going, Joel. Okay. We'll stop.
Yeah, I think George is freaking out right now. Anyway, so about the total body transformation program. So it really comes down to the fact that we went from a very authentic place when it comes to MMA. Some of the big key differentiators in terms of, and this is what a lot of people have asked, like, all right, well, how is this program different from other programs out there? Number one, we really took it off the beat. And for you guys, there we go. For those of you guys that did the sneak peek, you saw it is not based on any rhythmic beat whatsoever. We took it off the beat because that's authentic style training. That's what you do. That's what I do. That's what Jericho does when we go and box at our gym and work out. And it's that enables you to work at your own pace, which is huge in this program. You don't have to keep up with anybody. You don't have to keep up with anybody on the screen or anybody next to you. You work at your own pace. And so this is great for people who are starting this program, who have never done this whatsoever. So, that in itself is just a huge, huge plus. And I think it's a huge selling point for you guys when it comes to this program, when you're talking to people, that this is a program where people do not have to keep up with anybody. They get to start at their own level. There's no prerequisite for this program. Nobody has to get in shape before they do this program. It is for everybody. We had people in our test groups that were some of the guys that started our original test group. 2 of them were over 300 pounds, and they were able to do this program based on the modifications and everything in the program. And with that, both of them in 90 days lost over 60 pounds apiece, and we're still able to do this program. With that said, and speaking of modifications, you guys saw Jessica in the sneak peek as our modifier. She is in every single one of the quarter force workouts as the modifier. So anytime there's a modification necessary, needed, she's there doing it. And that enables everybody, again, to be able to do the workout. So, and what's really cool about the modifications is you saw with so for instance, like the switch knee, the modification on the switch knee was just slowing down, which is really cool because that enables everybody. Doesn't mean it make it easier. It makes everybody slow down. So if you're like, man, I just can't get the switch knee because one, we have you in a fight stance, which not everybody's used to being standing in a fight stance. Not everybody's used to having their non-dominant leg forward, but that's how an authentic fight stance is. So there's a lot of things happening if you're trying to figure out how to do a switch knee. Look to Jessica, look to the modification. You see that it's a simple move. Step back, step forward, knee, step down. That's it. It's just slowing down. It's just allowing you guys, allowing everybody to get the moves down. You hear us say in the MMA speed workout, you also hear us say, and you'll hear it in the entire program, is we always talk about slowing down. Faster is not always better when it comes to doing combinations, especially if you're learning how to properly rotate your body and move. If you try to go faster, that just means you're flailing at that point, and your arms and your legs are just doing craziness like this, and you look funny, for one. And two, you're not working the core. You're not working your core, which is called core to force. So obviously there's some emphasis in your core rotation and core movements. So that's the thing about the modifier. And I know there's some questions coming in, and I'll try to answer them as I go. But I do know someone had asked about nutrition. There it is. Question, not a weight loss program. Yes, there is a meal plan and is not based on any other Beachbody meal plan program because Core to Force is unlike any other Beachbody program that's out there. So there you go. It's completely different. And we don't call it a diet plan. We don't call it a food plan. We call it an eating plan because on the Core to Force plan, you get to eat. Like, let streamers fall from the ceiling right now and balloons go crazy and pomp and circumstance happen because you get to eat. This is a higher intensity program, which means you gotta feel your body, man. You have to eat. So you get to eat on this program. It's great. And with the higher intensity, the demand for your body is going to increase as we increase the demand in terms of the rounds. We increase rounds as you learn and progress. We make the moves, the combos a little bit harder as you go because now you're starting to get it. You're starting to get more out of it. So we feed you more. So as the weeks progress, you get to add calories to your weekly diet. Yay for extra food. It's also real food, and we really call it an eating plan because, again, it's not a diet plan. This is the type of food that I eat every single day. This is the type of food that Jericho eats every single day, and because this is the type of training that we do every single day. And, we worked with a nutritionist at Beachbody. These guys are brilliant. They've probably forgotten more about nutrition than I ever even knew. And, we really dialed in the formulas and, caloric needs to maintain and also increase lean muscle mass. So we worked with them and got all this stuff. And then on top of all that, we got our favorite recipes in there. So, hey, you guys got barbecue chicken pizza. Right? Come on, man. Like you're not grazing in this program. You have to feed your body. And this has been a big thing. And, especially in the world of, people that aren't working out, they feel like they have to starve themselves to lose weight and to see a difference in their body. And that's the worst thing in the world to do. You do not starve your body. You have to feed your body. You have to fuel your body for your body to respond the way you want it to. And so with this eating plan, you get to eat. It's very, very simple. Page 1 of the eating plan, you'll see it breaks it down for you. It has the formulas. You just put your numbers in there and pops out. There's your plan. You can change it as you go as well. If you say, okay, I want 20 pounds. I want to lose 20 pounds. Then obviously you're going to change your caloric intake a little bit. But after the first week, which I guarantee this happened to every single person that is on the coach test group right now, almost every single one of them started too low in their calories because they're like, oh, I want to lose weight, so I'm going to eat less calories. And then they did a week's worth of core to force workouts, and they were like, just kidding, I need food. So they upped their calories, and then we saw just dramatic changes. And again, it's not always about, I'm a huge proponent of throwing the scale out the window and burning every single scale that's out there, because weight fluctuates, guys. It's not about what the scale says. It's about how you look. It's about how you feel, how strong you are. And one of my favorite ways of saying it is basically like, how do you look when you have your clothes on? And then what does somebody say when you take your clothes off? Right? It's that easy. So, I say throw the scale out, but that's just me. In terms of the food, it is based on the portion fix program. So, but not the containers. The containers are not in the base kit. But it's very, very simple in terms of the, color coding, and one color represents protein, one color represents carbs and healthy fats and things like that. The reason we did it this way in terms of taking the containers out and whatnot is we designed Core to Force to be as simple as possible, because nobody take this the wrong way. We didn't make it for you guys. We made Core to Force for people who are not working out right now, who are not exercising, who need to get up and who need to start moving. So with that, we wanted to make it as simple as possible. Now, we know that hopefully you guys are going to do it too and love it, but we're going after, again, we got to go after we got 400,000 coaches. You guys are already moving. You guys are already working out. You guys are, you're like us. I call us fitness freaks. We love working out. We love being sore the next day. I'm so sore. That was great. We need to go after the people that are not moving. So that's why we wanted to make this as simple as physically, mentally possible when it comes to it. So that's why there's zero equipment and zero guesswork involved with that.
So Joel, let me ask you a question, because
Absolutely.
I've got a couple people who are actually private messaging me here.
Mm-hmm.
Just first a statement, guys. There's a lot of people who we have maxed out the call, which is awesome. We always do that. Guys, I have went live with my iPhone in the team page right now, so more people can watch this. Just pass it on to your teams to go to Team Sparty and get people from Lindsay's page and everybody else to come over to my page. I'm going live right now so more people can watch. One of the questions I got on my page, Joel, was what's the parallel? How close is this to the combat program that you were a part of? What is there a comparison? Is this the next level? How does that compare?
Hey, look, I get the question every single call that I'm on. It's nothing new. And which is funny because somebody said, well, you were in the combat DVDs. And I was like, no, I wasn't. Which is kind of funny because everybody was like, Joel and Jericho were in combat. And we're like, no, we weren't. But we did represent the program, obviously, and for Beachbody. So that's where that comes from. Look, a jab is a jab, a cross is a cross, a squat is a squat. There's no way to reinvent a jab or a cross or a squat. That said, that's probably about where it comes to similarities. That's where it ends. And that's not just saying for Core to Force with combat, it's every other program that's out there. There are some big key differentiators that we wanted to really, really stick with when it came to this program. And as I said at the beginning of the call, the most important one is authenticity, because we know, because this is what Jericho and I have been doing for a long time, is we know what authentic MMA style training will do. And this is what it's what it's done to my body. It's what it's done to Jericho. It's what it does for all the people that go and work out in boxing gyms, MMA gyms. We know what this can do in terms of strength, coordination, agility. Not saying that you can, now I can go punch somebody, but it'll give you the confidence to maybe feel like you can punch somebody, right? But it really,
Hey guys, everybody mute your lines. Hold on here. See if I can find the offender. Mute them.
we're all looking for him now. Everybody look.
Found them. Boom, we're back. No. Keep them muting your line.
Make sure you call that person out.
Carrie, can you please mute? There we go.
There we go. I hate when I lose my train of thought. What was I saying? Oh, so in terms of the authenticity of it, the biggest key differentiator between quarter force and anything out there is the fact that we took it off the beat. Everything else that's out there right now, for the most part, is very rhythmic based. Probably the only thing that is in existence, or one of the popular ones that are in existence with that are not rhythmically based, like tap out, and maybe a couple other lesser known ones. But and those are great in their own rights. We're not trying to say any program doesn't work. As long as you're moving, I don't care what you do, just move. But if you're looking for an authentic style MMA training program that really utilizes all gambits and all facets of MMA, which is what we did, then this is a great program. So key differentiators: off the beat, off the music, work at your own pace, authentic style combinations, and the 3-minute round interval training. So you guys did the MMA speed. You saw that every single round is 3 minutes, right? In the 3 minutes, you did 60 seconds of an MMA combination. Then you did 30 seconds of a cardio spike. You did 60 seconds again of that same combination, 30-second spike. That in itself creates interval training in every single round. So now you're going through different fat burning levels every single round, which is huge. And it's talking about getting into a fat burning zone, because that's kind of a marketing ploy. There is no such thing as a fat burning zone. As long as you're moving, you're burning fat. It's the type of fat that you're burning. So when we take you through higher intervals and higher intensities, you start going to different fat burning levels. So this is why you see such a transformation as opposed to simple weight loss, because now you're burning fats at different levels and your body is transforming accordingly. How's that for trigger words, right? You talk about fat burning levels, everybody's gonna be like, ooh, I like that. Let's see. I think those are probably the biggest things. Those are the biggest key differentiators. But look, you look at a 90-second sizzle reel that's out there about quarter force, and then does it look that different because it's a jab and cross? No. I mean, this is when you challenge people to try it out for themselves and see for themselves. Also, no equipment, no gloves, no ankle weights, no weighted gloves, no nothing. This program is designed to not have any equipment, anything on your hands, anything on your wrists, anything on your feet except for shoes and some clothes, and that's it. So we want to be very, very adamant about that, because I know the other programs that are out there have gloves. Again, from the authentic style world, if you're not going to punch anything, you don't have any gloves on. So, and also the way we do the intervals, as you guys saw in MMA speed, for instance, you're standing up and then you go down to a ground to fighter stance. If you have something around your wrist, like Velcro wrist straps or anything like that, that could actually do more harm than good, because we need you to have wrist stability and control anytime you're coming down to the ground. So leave the gloves in the drawer. Did I make that clear enough?
Very, very clear.
On their head, no equipment.
So
you wear weighted gloves, I'm going to come and throw them at you.
Beachbody's big thing right now is the big 30-minute workouts. What type of time frame are we looking at for the program, Joel?
So the workouts vary anywhere from 5 minutes, which is a 5-minute core challenge, all the way up to just over 45 minutes based on the specific workout. So, but 45 minutes is about the max.
Okay. I personally like the programs that have that very variable, different time frames throughout. What about, we have a question here from, I think it's Doug. He wants to know, as far as the workouts themselves, is it basically a primary handstands type scenario? Do you go down to the ground at all for anything? I mean, is it various moves? Is it for anybody?
You're talking about Doug's question in the chat box?
Yeah.
Okay, switching stance during the workouts, or will all the workouts be primary handstands only? Great question. So anytime you're doing a MMA combination, you are going to be in your dominant fight stance anytime. That is again, that goes back into the authentic world. You start boxing in a gym, you're going to be in your dominant fight stance, and you're not going to switch it up until you get really, really good and you're able to switch into a southpaw or switch into a traditional. Now, that does not mean by any means that you are going to get a one-sided workout. As you guys saw in the MMA Speed, in doing these combinations, you are moving your body like this every single combination. So you're not putting any extra weight on your front leg. You should be if you're in your proper stance. So your body weight is actually moving forward and back, and you're moving side to side. So you're moving two planes. You're moving your transverse and your sagittal plane. So that in itself will give you the core training and balance and coordination work as you're standing up. So you don't have to switch. You don't have to switch sides is basically what I'm trying to say when you're doing MMA combinations. Now, when we go through, as you'll see in the workouts, as the workouts progress and you do other parts of the Core to Force program, anytime you actually do a fitness-related exercise, like maybe a lunge, for instance, of course we switch you and you do both sides. We don't want you walking in circles because that would be silly. So, but it is, I know some people did comments after they did the sneak peek. They're like, hey, I didn't switch sides. How come? Again, it is not necessary to switch sides to get a proper core specific training workout doing MMA combinations. I want to be very clear on that. Not going to say you only do lunges on one side, but when you're doing MMA combinations, the way the combinations are designed, you're going left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left. You are getting full core engagement and rotation.
Gotcha.
Hope I answered that.
Yes, very well.
I get long-winded on my answers sometimes. Sorry.
Yep. Hey, go for it, man. We got some question. Amanda wants to know, how difficult is a program for someone with a herniated disc, knee problems? Basically, is there a modifier? How would you address that question?
So there's, as I said earlier, there's a modifier in every single workout that modify the moves as needed. And as always, if you have any issues, you got to get clearance first. You got to find, and you got to know what is wrong, right? So herniated disc in your neck. Okay, now you know exactly what's wrong. But for people, and I said this last night on another call, someone's like, well, what do you say when someone says, well, I have a knee issue? I say, great, go find out what your knee issue is, as opposed to just saying, well, my knees are sore. Well, go find out. Like, I had my back hurt one time. I went and got it checked, and it turns out I had 2 herniated discs. Like, as opposed to just saying I have a low back problem, find out exactly what it is, because then you can move on to the next step of figuring out how to fix it. But with that part, without being that specific, as you guys saw, a lot of it's stand up, which is great. And in terms of back issues, you can, if you just have lower back pain or something like that, and you've gotten clearance from your doctor to do this stuff, this is one of the best programs in the world to do because of what it will do for your core. I did a post today on my social media talking about that. I have 2 herniated discs in my back from years ago of when I was young and dumb and said, hey, how much weight can I lift over my head? And I found out really quickly that I could lift it, but my back couldn't sustain it. So I've got an L4, L5 partial herniation, L5, S1, total herniated disc with sequestered fragments. So part of my fragment of my disc is actually pinching my sciatic nerve. This was years ago. Didn't get surgery, but between stretching, I have to stretch, and between everything that we've done with this type of training with Core to Force, my core is so strong that it holds it together. Like that is the amazing thing about the body, is you can really strengthen so much about your body and counteract these issues. And if I stop stretching and if I stop doing this stuff, I would easily have to go get back surgery. So, it was really important we went through this, is like, I kind of looked at it like, okay, if me with 2 herniated discs can do it, and it's made me stronger and made my back pain go away, that's a pretty big deal. So I would definitely say that people with specific issues can do it using the modifications when needed, and as long as they also have clearance from their doctor too.
Awesome. So
I'm not a doctor.
What about, does Core to Force kind of lend its way? Jeff wants to know, he's a wrestler. Is there strength, flexibility? I mean, is it all going to improve, more than just cardio? Is it going to help their flexibility? Is there any type of strength training in it? Like any type of body weight, push-ups and stuff? How would you answer that question?
Yeah. Hey, great question, man. And look, this is where I think, I hope anyway, that this program is going to bring more guys into it. I really hope so. And ladies, I love you, but Man, guys, we're the minority here in the fitness world, so let's get some more guys in here, please. But there's so much strength training components to this program. You guys saw MMA Speed. That is an MMA workout in Core de Force. There are 4 of those total in the base kit. And then the rest of them, we have a total body resistance training, strength training workout. There is a plyometric based workout where we take you into the world of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling, ground game, grappling, and really use your body weight in all the ways that MMA does on the ground, and really went creative with it, and worked with some of the people that we've worked with in the past in these gyms and training. And I got back in the world of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and got my face smashed into the mat just so we could get this research done again. And and especially Jeff, you do Greco-Roman wrestling, so you know how important it is using your body against somebody else. And that is exactly what we did with this, is to get to train people how to use their body to strengthen their body, basically. So there definitely is that. So I promise you, you will get stronger doing this program. I was even concerned with that because I had been lifting for a long time before we started working on this program. I was proud of the strength gains that I had made, but I knew that my cardio sucked at that point, and this really brought me back into the middle realm. I went from when I first started lifting, this was a couple of years ago, went from 180 to 205 in a year because I was like just literally picking heavy things up, putting them down. And then when we did this, I spent 90 days working nothing but on this program and doing this program and on the eating plan. And it got me, actually, the pictures that you see like on our marketing materials, that is the output. That is what I looked like after doing nothing but this program in 90 days. Like, I was shredded. I was even surprised by how shredded I was. I knew it was going to work, but I didn't know it was going to work that well. And I was stronger than I've ever been. And I've maintained that now. And I'm the fittest that I've ever been because of that. So you'll get stronger for sure. Again, long answer to your question. Sorry, bro.
Oh, we love you. I'm going to combine a few questions here just because they're similar. Janine wants to know how many different workouts are in the program, and then how do you incorporate rest days in there? What does the calendar look like?
So it's a 30-day program, and there are 10 workouts total in the base kit, and there is not a rest day. You are doing something every single day because it is only 30 days. The rest day is actually more of a, I guess you could say it's an active recovery day. So in that active recovery workout that you'll do with us, we use the opportunity because you need to slow down and stretch out. So we are going to take you through some stretches, but we're also going to work on your form and technique. So you actually do technique drills in your active recovery, and that in itself is going to only help you. So when you hit the next day in the workout calendar, you're going to actually improve your form and technique doing the active recovery. So that's cool. But that happens once a week. Awesome.
Janine or Nadine asked, and I'm going to address this one too, Nadine. She said she's not very coordinated or flexible. She's assuming the more she does it, the better she'll get at it. And that's exactly right, Nadine. The beautiful thing about Beachbody programs, you're doing them in your own home. You can be uncoordinated, and learning them as you go along, you are going to get better. It just takes being dedicated to any program, and you're going to get better with repetition and with doing it every day. You agree, Joel?
Absolutely. And hey, look, you're doing the privacy of your own home until you post it on Facebook. So, and then everybody sees it, which is kind of funny. Everybody's like, I get to work at home and nobody sees me. I was like, I am watching you right now because you're live or you're on Facebook, but whatever, I'm not going to burst that bubble. Look, hey, last time I checked, nobody walks around in a fight stance or with their guard up. It's not human nature. This is not normal day-to-day movements that a non-MMA person does, right? So it's not natural to stand with your non-dominant leg forward and have your guard up and rotate your body into these punches. But it's the exact same. I mean, if you want an analogy, it's the same idea of like, if you're right-handed and I say, great, here's a pen, so writing with your left hand. The first couple of times, a while, it's going to look like crap. But then the more you do it, you're going to start to get your dexterity down with it. It's just working your neuromuscular connections. That's all it is. And the more you do this, the more you're going to get it. And every single person that is done, we're going through our second test group right now. First one was just with non-coaches. It was just Jericho and I with the people. And now we've got the coaching test group. And Every single person, I promise you, looked the exact same way that everybody else did the first time they did it. So that all of you guys, the first time you did it, everyone looked the same. But it comes with the, as Jeff said, repetition. That's when you start to get your neuromuscular connections firing and your brain starts working. So as opposed to right now, if I said if I said 2 uppercuts, hook, roundhouse, you're like, what? But give it a couple weeks doing the program, and I say that, and you're like, oh yeah, pow, 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 and you got it. So it's just going to be repetition, and that's also why we have the learn it and work it. You guys saw that in the beginning of MMA Speed. Hopefully everybody did that. We have that to work in all the MMA workouts, all 4 of them, so you can always go back, look at that, and we encourage that. We keep saying, go back and watch that, because you're always going to get something new out of it. You're like, oh man, that's what I wasn't doing. I wasn't rotating my hip and releasing my heel and pivoting on the ball of my foot. That in itself is like, that's how you get more out of this, is not just saying, oh, I've done programs like this before, I know what a jab cross is. No, you don't. So I'm going to say, wipe the slate clean from everything you think you know. Just start fresh and trust the process and trust the system, and I promise you're going to see some cool results out of it. I promise you will, if you do it right.
So, Joel, have you saw some of the recent coach test group results? What kind of results are people getting from that?
Oh, I've seen all of them, man. We have a closed, private Facebook group with them. Jericho and I check on them every day. Yeah, we're watching them, and the results are awesome. They're incredible. Let me see. I'll pull one up for you. Hang on a second.
Oh, awesome.
Let me see. I'll spill some beans. Hang on. I know some of the coaches are posting some of their results on their channels, which they're allowed to. But let me see if I can find one.
While you're doing that, somebody posted in my live feed here. Somebody posted in my live feed here. It says they really like working out without shoes. Would you recommend that for core de force, or would you recommend shoes?
That is completely up to them. I had this question last night, and what I said is, it definitely depends. Look, you're working at home, so everybody has, different surfaces at home, and it might be a little bit more difficult to pivot if you're in tennis shoes and on shag carpet. So I definitely say, if whatever you feel most comfortable and most safe and steady in, because there will be, pivoting movements, there will be lateral movements side to side. So as long as you don't feel like you're going to slip, there's nothing wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with doing barefoot. I know we have a couple people in the group doing barefoot for sure. We had cross trainers. We just had regular tennis shoes on when we filmed it, but that's also because we were on rubber mats. So that made it easy.
Somebody else posted on my live feed too. They're a martial arts lover. They want to know what different types of martial arts are in there.
Oh man, we did as many as we fit as many in there as we could. I'm still looking for a picture. I'm multitasking, trying to. We had boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai kickboxing, Taekwondo, karate, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling. I might have missed one, but those are the big ones that we went after. We could probably go on for a really long time, but in terms of disciplines and combinations, we brought in, the ones that we thought were going to get the biggest bang for your buck, basically.
Awesome. Gang, is there any more questions that we want to ask? I want to respect Joel's time, and I like to keep our calls between 30 and 40 minutes. We're right in that time frame. If there's no more questions, we'll give you guys a minute or two to post anything here in the chat feed. Otherwise, I'm going to give my customary ending question, which I like to do, which has nothing to do with core de force. I always like to ask my speakers, what's on your personal development nightstand right now? What are you reading that basically feeds your mind, Joel?
What is feeding my mind? It's a good question. Oh, here we go. I just found a picture. I'm totally going to change the subject. All right. So this is one of our guys, Greg. I know he's really proud of what he's been working on. He's been posting stuff. So he's got a day 1 next to a day 30 next to a day 44. You guys ready?
Yeah, go for it.
Everybody paying attention?
Oh, Greg Bird. I know him. He's from Northern Michigan.
Yep. So the middle picture is 30 days. The picture on right here was day 1. Day 30, day 44. That guy is just killing it right now. Absolutely killing it. And, weight loss was there. Weight loss is there. It completely, he's losing the weight, but what is happening to, again, the body, is just shrinking. The inches are just disappearing. It's amazing. Okay. So you asked me personal development. I know, yeah, you got, Beachbody coaches are really big into personal development, right?
Yes,
So look, it's kind of funny. I actually don't have anything on my nightstand or have any personal development book that I'm reading because I know it kind of sounds weird, but my personal development is it might sound cheesy, but it's basically when I go to bed at night, I replay my day and say, am I happy with everything that I did and everything I said and the way I represented myself? And if the answer is yes, I sleep a lot better at night. If the answer is no, then I look at what was it and what can I do to change it or continue to improve or better enhance so that doesn't happen again. And then when I wake up in the morning, I look at my wife next to me and make sure I'm still happy. And that's huge for me is just being happy with myself and who I am and what I represent and how I hold myself and represent myself. And I think just being that brutally honest with myself is pretty much, that's my personal development. It's just what I continue to do on a daily basis. It's just, especially as the more people I talk to and the more I'm out there with social media, I want to make sure that there's nothing that I post that isn't me or representative of me. So that's why you guys will never see me post something like, don't do this, don't eat this, because I am the first guy that will work out with you and then take you to the bar and have a beer and a burger. So it's just realism. I call it fitness realism at that point, but I love working out, but I really, really love food. So that's why I work out, because I love food. So yeah, again, there's not really a book.
No, that's fine. The self-aware man. I love that. I mean, that's what it's all about. Just one more quick question that was posted, and it's a great question actually, so I want to ask it. Yeah. How does Core de Force incorporate, the new performance line in Shakeology? I'm assuming, knowing Beachbody the way I do, that there is probably performance line and Shakeology parallels in there. How does that incorporate?
Yeah, Shakeology is obviously, Shakeology is in everything and it always factors into it. The great thing about it is, it's pretty low calorie, so it's not gonna really screw up your eating plan too much, and throwing it on there, unless you're really going for hardcore weight loss, you guys will see when you get the eating plan that you can pick your caloric intake, and there's a sliding scale. There's it's not saying you have to have 2,000 calories. It's you have between this many calories and this many calories. So you can fit Shakeology in there very, very easily. I do that myself. The great thing about Performance Line though is those are pretty much a freebie when it comes to calories, and that's what I love about it. So it made it really simple to just throw into the program. And in terms of what do we think the best Performance Line products are for Core de Force, the way they're created would probably be Energize, Recover, and Recharge. Hydrate would work, but it's also it's also designed for longer duration exercising, anything over 45 minutes. So, and there's really only two workouts in the Core de Force program where you would go that long, where you might need the hydrate, but everything else, water would be completely sufficient because you still have plenty of glycogen storage for that. And then the Recover and the Recharge would be great, man, because you're gonna be sore, and Recharge will keep you moving on that one. So that'll be nice. And it's like a milkshake at night, man. Have you guys noticed that? You make it, it's like a milkshake because of the casein protein. It's so thick. It's pretty nice.
Awesome. Yeah. And I'm assuming I'll see you in leadership, Joel, in California here for October, was it 20th here coming up?
Yeah. Yep, we'll be at leadership, and let's see, we got a couple months coming up. So let's see, Jericho and I'll be at leadership. We'll get down there on Wednesday, and then if you're at leadership, you'll be doing live Core de Force workouts with us, which is going to be super exciting because it's the first time we get to really teach it live. And because it's live, we get to do a lot more fun stuff. So we'll bring a couple surprises with that, maybe some banging music or something. Then we will be hitting 8 cities in 3 days for that next weekend, Super Saturdays. using time zones to get us going on that one. So what are we hitting? We're hitting, let me pull up my list real quick, because I know somebody was asking me. I had the list emailed to me because I couldn't even remember all of them. It was like, holy crap. Let's see, what do we hit? Birmingham, Orlando, New York, Chicago, Indianapolis, Dallas, Portland, San Diego.
Awesome.
In 3 days. That'll be fun.
People want to know, too, in the feed here, if you guys are going to be in Punta Cana.
And then, I don't know if I'm supposed to say yet.
Don't, if you can't, don't. You know?
Like, I don't know if we're going to be there or not. Yeah, we'll be there. Dennis, yes, we will totally have a drink in Dominican Republic. You kidding me?
Well, all of our viewers on there, I know you guys are going to get to Super Saturday. Hopefully you guys will be at one of them with Joel and Jericho. I know I'm looking forward to seeing you in California here for leadership, along with Lindsay and a couple others. Joel, we really appreciate you spending the last 45 minutes with us. Going to let you get back to your time and your family.
Hey, I got another call right after you guys, so this is what I do. This is fun for me. I love talking about this stuff. You kidding me? We kept Court of Force a secret for 18 months, and now I finally get to talk. I got 18 months of talking to do, man. I did see somebody in the chat. Let's see, where was it? Matthew. Let's see.
Dairy question, yeah.
Dairy question. Drinking with dairy chocolate milk. I think you know the answer to that. When trying to lose weight, I would say probably take that out. There's other alternatives to the for chocolate milk on that one, especially with the sugary content and stuff. But
Shakeology, chocolate.
Hey, okay, I'll tell you guys this: with the recharge, you guys want my recharge recipe? It's super simple. It's amazing.
Yes.
So, all right. Use your vanilla recharge. This is your nighttime. This is going to replace your chocolate. This is going to replace your sweet tooth. If you're going for calories, if you're going for less calories, you use water. If you're okay with the calories, you can use almond milk. So water or almond milk. Scoop of the recharge. The PB2, which is the powdered peanut butter, they make a chocolate flavor, which is no sugar. Awesome. Or low in sugar, low in calories. Do the chocolate PB2, a scoop of that, and a couple ice cubes, blend it up. That is a chocolate Reese's peanut butter cup shake.
Oh, my God.
It tastes exactly like you blended up Reese's peanut butter cups and put it in your mouth. It's amazing.
Yeah,
it is amazing.
I think I'm going to have to do that tonight.
It is. Yeah, I promise you, it will take care of your chocolate sweet tooth. It really, really will. My wife and I love it. So yeah, aside from that, I'm going to post tonight. If I don't do it tonight, I'll definitely do it tomorrow, because I just got the email right before I jumped on this call, because I got another call right after this. I've got finally all the links for the Super Saturday registration, so I will make sure that we get those posted on our Facebook. Jericho, I'll send to Jericho as well. She's going to be out of town this weekend, but I'll make sure she can get it up too. Joel Freeman Fitness is my handle for Facebook and Instagram. Jericho McMatthews is hers. So, follow us and get the rest of your teams to follow us, and because that's where you're going to get all the posts about the program. We don't have a social media team, guys. It's us. So, and you can ask Lindsay. You reach out to me. I'll respond back as best I can. Monday was a little difficult though, because we had like 9,000 posts about the program, which was awesome. But I was like sitting there just going like. My battery died like twice, so I don't think I got all of them. But hey, we can only say, thank you from the bottom of our hearts on this. And it hasn't even come out yet, but we're having a problem. We're having a great time with it. So, and all of you guys on the East Coast, especially Florida, be safe. And hopefully there's an Orlando when we get there in a couple of weeks. Like, save some for us, right? I'll tell that Hurricane Matthew, whatever his name is, Butthead, like, save something for us. Come on.
Yeah, awesome. I heard that Disney World was closed for the first time in 15 years. They closed today and for tomorrow, so it's got to be pretty serious if Mickey's closing the doors.
Yeah, be safe. That's why we live in LA. The only thing we have to worry about is the occasional earthquake.
Yeah.
So,
guys, Court of Force coming out later this month, very quickly here, guys. I'm going to get to bring it home, I believe, from leadership, so I'm pretty jacked about that. And
you're going to bring home an autographed copy from leadership, buddy.
Yeah,
my hand still looks like this because we signed 400 of them.
Looking forward to it, Joel. Thank you for joining us. Everybody, we will be back next Thursday with one more corporate present. So I'm going to tease that and leave it at that for right now. And we will be back next Thursday, 9 p.m. Thanks a lot, Joel.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Take care.